Hello.
Hello.
And hello. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the studio. My name is Austin.
And I'm Emily.
And today we're going to be talking about
Avatar: Last Airbender.
the Netflix version.
The Netflix version.
Mercy on all of our souls. Yeah, so I have a reputation of trying to speak positively about media. It is going to be difficult in this case. I'm a really huge fan of the show. I watched it originally when I'm pretty sure 12 years old when the show originally came out.
I did not watch it that early. I was introduced to it by Austin.
Yeah, back when we first started dating.
Yeah, that was in college when we first started dating. You introduced me to the show, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
Since then.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. And so we were really hoping that this live-action version would be something a little more aligned with the original show.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
Yeah. So, before we get into the current situation, let's talk about last time this happened, really briefly. You never saw the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I never saw it.
Because I did see that, and a part of me died, I had a much lower bar that this show needed to cross in order to be at least tolerable. I will say they've managed to trip over that bar. Like, we have watched both seasons all the way through. We're doing this episode because we just finished the second season. I care a lot about the characters in this show. I care about the storyline. I care about everything with this. So the live action version being as, I'll say, disjointed as it is.
That's a good word for it.
Gets really frustrating. Because the original show is this extremely well thought out. I mean, it was one of the criticisms with Korra.
Yeah.
Was that it didn't feel as well thought out as the original show.
Right.
Right. And because it wasn't. Like, they had a whole, like, they didn't have a plot, from what I remember. When they went into their pitch meeting, they just had, like, character designs and, like, lore, and they just kind of lore dumped onto the studio. That'd be Nickelodeon. And I guess they did well enough that they were like, all right, here's some money. Prove it.
And the original show did well enough, too, that they were like, sure, why not?
Oh, no, I mean the original show.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, when they did the pitch meeting, story goes, for the original Last Airbender cartoon, they went into Nickelodeon, I assume some connection or worked on previous shows, I don't know their whole background, but they got into their pitch meeting, and from what I understand, Go, Lola, go lay down. Go.
Go lay down.
Go.
We also moved the bean.
That's fine. This is going to be a hackier episode.
Okay.
For the record, I'm in the process of building an audio booth. Our usual recording space is a lot worse right now, and it'll be a lot better later. But today you get low resolution, bad audio. Welcome to the quality content I provide for you after missing a week. Hello. So anyway, yeah, in the original,
you got a lot going on.
I do.
You really do.
In the original pitch meeting, apparently they went in with some concept sketches and lore dumps, and like no plot.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And the story goes that they knew their world so well that it was kind of a let's give these kids a chance kind of situation. And, I mean, obviously they did really well. But
that's awesome.
It's clear from the original show how well thought out the plot was by the time they got to the point of actually making it.
Right.
Right? You can see how everything fits together. They very clearly made some revisions to where the story was going along the way. We don't need to get... This is not an analysis of the original Avatar. It could be in another episode, if we're down for that. I could do that for a long time. Long story short... Very well planned out, very well structured. Everything happens for a reason, including the Great Divide. Don't get me started. It's not my favorite episode either, but it serves a purpose. Okay. Anyway.
Moving on.
I'm focused.
Absolutely.
The new show does not feel as organized.
Yeah. It feels like it feels like they tried to organize it,
yeah.
but in a way of like, well, this kind of happens, around this time, and that had the same kind of theme almost, so we're just going to kind of lump it all together, and then all these things are going to happen in the same place at the same time, and kind of like picking and choosing from unrelated moments.
Yes. And I will say, like, with an adaptation, you're gonna be restructuring and reinterpreting and, like, retelling the story.
Sure.
Right? So, things getting mixed around, like, in the first season, so many things happened in Omashu. They just kind of crammed a whole season into Omashu. They did that again this season with another Earth Kingdom city. Which just occurred to me.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was Omashu and now it's Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, this time it's Ba Sing Se.
Right.
It's fine. I mean, like, that's... Should we just cut to the chase with what I think the whole problem here is?
Please.
Budget.
Yeah.
They don't have the money to do this show. They just don't. Part of the reason some of these things work better in animation is because it would be really expensive to do all of these different set pieces. But when it's an animation, sure, you still have to do new background paintings and all of that. Like, there's definitely still a financial investment involved in multiple locations. But for a live action production, that amount of added time and money and resources and artists and effort and everything,
it's just not feasible.
Nah. Not for whatever money they've been given.
No.
It can't, like, to be clear, we're not saying it can't be done. It just clearly can't be done with the amount of money they've been given.
Yeah.
And I guess they're not paying their dialogue writers either.
They're definitely not paying. No.
Woof.
No,
Yeah.
the dialogue is really rough.
Yeah.
There are some moments where it kind of works out, but the actual speech itself, the actual words that they're choosing, I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just not that.
And that's.
It just doesn't work.
No, like that's the problem, right? Is you say, like, well, the themes and the situation works. Yeah, they didn't write that. All they wrote was the new dialogue.
They did have to, like, rewrite some of the scenes and, like, kind of, like, shoehorn some things into other things and, like, that. They kind of make it work, but the actual, like, the actual script and what they're saying and what's coming out of their mouths is not up to par with the original at all.
The thing that has stepped up from last time, though, is the actors' performances are...
Yes.
They feel much more true to the original, which, again, is not necessarily important for an adaptation. They are clearly going for a recreation of the original, basically a tribute. So if you're doing that, I would hold to it as much as you can.
Yeah, which they seem to have been doing.
They're trying.
Yeah, they are trying.
The actors did a lot better this season. I think the actor for Sokka and the actress for Katara were much closer in, like, tone and delivery to the original actors from the cartoon. Or from the anime. Debatable which one you're supposed to call that because it's anime style made in America. I'm not getting into that fight. The original show, that one, this second season, it feels like they did a better job of adhering to the vibe of the characters.
Yes.
They kind of moved. They still have moved away from Sokka's misogyny, for the most part. I mean, like in the first season, they kind of, like, redressed it and did, like, a modern misogynist man, which is, like, it's just a different vibe than, like, the early 2000s version of misogynist man was literally just pointing in their face and saying, "You're a girl, you can't do stuff." That was most of what, like, Sokka was in that space. They did a different thing here where it's more that, like, deep-seated insecurity is more front-facing, and the like direct attacks are less frequent, and so they're doing that version of it, which people had some issue with. That wasn't really my big problem.
No, I was fine with that. I thought they did an okay job of adding that sophisticated layer to it and like kind of bringing it into the modern world.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, I was like, okay, you're basing this off of the original, but at the same time you did add a little bit of new spin to it, and you kept the same kind of, like, I mean, it's a different vibe, but it's a similar vibe.
It is a different vibe.
It is a different vibe.
That's one of the other things that we need to cover. Why did they suck all of the fun out of it?
It's so sad.
It's all so somber.
It really is.
It's just not necessary.
Oh, it takes itself so seriously.
Oh, please don't. It's like, why are we doing Game of Thrones right now? Why is everything gray except their costumes? And they walk around looking like you've like streaked a highlighter across your homework.
Yeah.
Like it's why?
I would have preferred everything to just be colorful world, beautiful, you know, like, I mean, the sets are beautiful, the costumes are beautiful.
The construction is great. Could use some more weathering on the costumes, but I think they're trying to adhere to the bright colors from the cartoon and finding a balance there, so I understand the struggle a little bit. But
yeah, but I mean, beautiful work in general.
Oh, yeah.
I love the art in this.
It's, yeah, the art department, if anybody nailed it here, art department nailed it.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. Now I can't remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about the actors' performances, and then
Right.
we jumped over to like there aren't as many jokes, which I think is why a big part of the reason why people don't like Sokka is Sokka was the comic relief character, and a lot of the jokes are gone. So
yeah, and then the ones that they do have kind of fall flat.
Water Tribe.
That was such an awkward moment.
Oh god, it hurt.
That was such an awkward moment.
It just felt like they just like crammed it in there. They're like, no, look, remember from the show? Like it was brutal. A couple of those worked pretty well, but obviously that's not as memorable.
Yeah.
Like you run a huge risk trying to copy the show like this. Just attacking it from this angle in general is difficult. Because you are either going to nail it, in which case it's not going to be super memorable because I've seen it before.
Right.
Or you're going to trip over your shoelaces, and then that's all I can think about.
Yeah.
Like the pacing of that "What Tribe" moment is like, it's just so fast through that whole situation to where it's like, what is he even reacting to? Like, did he have time to process this and then deliver that joke? Like, what? There's
no flow from serious to comic. When they do a comic relief,
you're right.
There's no flow.
It's whiplash.
You can do it. There's absolutely a world in which, I mean, like dark comedies exist.
Game of Thrones has jokes in it.
Yeah, where it's very serious a lot of the time, and then there's a joke and it happens, and there's a certain flow that you have to hit where that makes sense to happen in the moment, and I just don't think it's there for a lot of these.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of like we were talking while we were watching how it feels like it was built around reaching certain visual moments that will remind you of the show.
Yes.
They put a lot of effort into the Earth catacombs where the final showdown with Azula and Aang and Zuko and everybody happens with the lightning and all that. And then they execute it weird.
Yeah.
Like, why are we... God, hold on. Which thing was wrong with that one? Oh! Okay, I do remember the main reason. We'll get back to the catacomb, because there was a small thing there that I want to talk about, but the main issue there was Katara. In Ba Sing Se in general, why the fuck are we doing Painted Lady?
Oh.
In Ba Sing Se? The story that's designed around showing you that the people of the Fire Nation are people, and the Fire Nation as a whole is not necessarily the people.
Right.
Right? And even those people in the Fire Nation that are misguided and attack them are still just people trying to live in the river and also suffering at the hands of the Fire Nation, dumping pollution into their water, ruining their lives, destroying all the fish. The whole point of the Painted Lady is a way for Katara to help people that would otherwise not let her help them.
Yeah.
That whole thing evaporates in Ba Sing Se. Why would people stop her from helping them? The only reason was the golden nettle or whatever it was. The flower was stolen, so that was the only one that maybe she needed to hide. What I had been hoping when we saw her put on the Painted Lady costume was that this was just like a tease.
Right.
Right? Like,
yeah, I was hoping that as well.
Okay, so we know about the Painted Lady, we know this is a thing she could do, and then we could have them learn that this is a thing from the Fire Nation.
Yes.
And then, okay, well, this wonderful thing, this like, these acts of kindness and all of this originated from a Fire Nation folktale. So then maybe I can use that to understand these people a little better.
Right.
Right? Like,
but I guess
they might still do that.
They might, but I guess the point now is that they couldn't because they don't want, like, they still need the Fire Nation to be this dehumanized
They don't have time.
conglomerate.
Which they do have time. But there's a lot of wasted time.
There is. For the amount of time that they're trying to cut out of the show and condense things, they waste a lot of time.
What the hell was going on with the Serpent's Pass? Why did that need to take so long? Why was it, and you know why. Again, budget. They had to do the Serpent's Pass. Again, they're building towards these big set pieces, these big visual moments that they know people are anticipating. People are anticipating the Serpent's Pass. People are anticipating seeing the wall at Ba Sing Se. People should have been anticipating the drill, which doesn't happen.
Yes.
But they had to pick and choose which things they wanted to spend their budget on. Personally, I would have ditched the Serpent's Pass in favor of the drill.
Yeah, agreed.
If I were going to do a big, expensive CGI set piece, or whatever, I guess the serpent doesn't count as a set piece, but you get my point.
Yeah.
A large amount of CGI work would have been better spent on the drill. Like, if we're going to spend the whole season in Ba Sing Se, then let's just spend the whole season in Ba Sing Se. Move Toph's family to Ba Sing Se, because apparently I forgot that's not where they live. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, just put them in Ba Sing Se.
Right.
And just do the whole season in Ba Sing Se. Like, if you're going to do that, just do it. And then you can start with the drill. I mean, shit. If you're not doing the desert, then half of the running around in that season is, like, skippable.
Yeah.
Right? So just do it all in Ba Sing Se.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they could have just done the drill, gotten rid of the serpent.
And reuse those sets until they bleed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive, but a lot of it's just so frustrating. This is such a successful show, and they gave it so little money. Like, it's so clear. Sorry, you were saying something.
I was just saying I don't think the serpent was that important.
No. It's a good moment, but...
It's cool to have if you have the money for it,
mm-hmm.
but they don't.
Yeah. Well, and that moment in the show, speaking of the pregnant lady, that moment in the show is all about them putting themselves in danger specifically to protect these two people they didn't know. And their baby.
Right.
Right? They could have flown over. Appa was with them. No, that's during Appa's Lost Days. Right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's why they don't have the serpent. Which they skipped Appa's Lost Days. I'm okay with that. That, first of all, probably wouldn't have come across as well in this show. Also requires a bunch of other sets, which is probably the real reason they didn't do it.
Right. And it's focused on Appa, who's very expensive to do.
Yeah. Yeah. They include him as little as possible.
Yeah.
Which, he's still there a lot. I don't, feel like he's seriously missing from the show. He's around a lot. Mm-hmm. And he looks a lot better than Momo. Momo looks good, but I don't love his design. Appa looks great.
Appa looks amazing.
Anyway. They didn't do Appa's Lost Days, so the Serpent's Pass in general just felt weird. Right? Like,
Yeah.
why are we not just flying the refugees over, even if we have to do groups?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing that? On top of that, they were... Oh, no, I think they... I'm going to have to fact check myself on this. I think they had Appa at Serpent's Pass, but the issue was that the pregnant lady couldn't ride on him or something, so they had to walk her through, and that was the reason. It was something like that. But then that was also the whole reason they met them is because they were trying to get on the ferry, which would be because they didn't have Appa.
Right.
So no, I'm wrong. Anyway, not having Appa makes a lot of the story, or I mean, having Appa when they're not supposed to have Appa makes a lot of the story weird, especially when they're doing all of that out of order, right? Because the desert's supposed to happen earlier, then they lose Appa, then there's the travel to Ba Sing Se that is heavily disrupted by the lack of Appa. Right. In this case, they tried to hit those key moments and then just kind of like shoehorn in a lazy explanation. I do hate using that word. It's overused talking about writing.
Yeah.
It's a shortcut. Like whenever it was like a reason why they couldn't use, sometimes they didn't even say why they weren't using Appa. Honestly. But they didn't do the ferry. The only people who rode any sort of ferry was Iroh and Zuko.
Yeah.
Iroh had, speaking of the tonal shift, right? In the original show, it's the, I can't believe I'm going back to the site of my greatest military disgrace as a tourist.
Yeah.
And it's this, like, played for laughs, and we'll deal with the emotional context of that later.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they do. Actually, we'll get to something I really liked about the new show there. But the live action version of that had Iroh having a literal panic attack. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, as they're pushing onto the ferry, Iroh, like, tries to leave and run away, and he has, like, a full breakdown and panic, which I do think kind of inverts the relationship as we're moving into Zuko needs to, like, reframe his identity and heal, and you have the whole, like, sweaty tea scene.
Right.
Yeah. So, it gets shuffled around. It's very odd. There's one person who did so very well.
Can we talk about Toph?
Oh, we can talk about Toph.
I loved her.
She was so good.
She's so good. She's amazing.
Yes.
The actress is just, she's nailing it. The movements that she's doing.
She knows the character.
The way she's speaking, the way she sits, the way she lays down, just everything about her.
It's like Toph walked off the screen. Like, she nailed it. If nothing else, that girl is a fan of the show for sure.
Yeah.
And if she's not, bravo. If that's all just doing research and, like, learning and understanding the character, that kid's going places.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's just obviously a huge fan of the show. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's fantastic. I cannot get enough of her. And
either.
I know that, like, the writing is not quite as good as the original show. It's like the dialogue is not quite up there, but
if you plug your ears, she's Toph.
She still does a great job with her delivery. She still does a great job with everything. Like, she does what she can with what she's given.
The only Toph gesture that I think we missed was the, like, head down point thing, where she points at somebody's face while, like, looking at the ground.
Did they? I thought they did that.
Did they do that?
No, I'm not sure.
I mean, they kind of did. In the one that I think you might be thinking of is when they're all having the argument in their, like, hotel condo thing in Ba Sing Se, and she does the, like, kind of duck-footed sticking her arms out thing that she does.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of.
But I don't think she does the point.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're just, again, just the shoehorning of moments. Like, things just keep popping back into me. Like doing the Appa fluff.
Yeah, when it didn't make any sense.
When it didn't have anything to do with anything.
No.
He's not shedding, so now you've established that this is happening all the time.
Right.
Right. And these are where the problems start to arise. Is if you're going to restructure the show, then you have to make your own rules. Right? And that's going to happen whether you're trying to or not.
Yes.
And if you do something like that, then we don't understand why they're not being tracked constantly.
Yeah.
Right? If you're watching the show and you've watched the original show, it feels like it's counting on you. Like putting way too much onus on the viewer to remember what's supposed to be happening. I cannot fathom enjoying this show at all if you didn't watch the original. Like,
which is not how that's supposed to
no, it should be the other way around. If
Yeah.
anybody's mad, it's the or if anybody's unable to stomach it, it's the people who like the original show.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine watching this show and having any idea what's going on. Like, we just whiplash from place to place, although not really, right? Because everything's happening in Ba Sing Se on the same backdrop. So you can't tell if any time has passed, or if they've moved, or if, like, it's hard to tell even the difference between the inner and outer ring in some spots.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that everything is gray.
Yeah.
Like, there should be a little more color and life somewhere other than the palace.
Yeah. Agreed. No, it's... as much as I love what the art department has done, I feel like they were very limited in the instructions they were given.
I think they were directed poorly.
And to be told, no, everything has to be, like, serious. We're doing this, it's Westeros. It's intense. And
Yeah.
even Westeros was more colorful than this, I feel like.
I would agree.
I mean...
It's really, really gray. The whole, like, all of the backdrop, which, by the way, was one of the things I hated about the Shyamalan adaptation. It was so gray. Everything was gray. Costumes were gray. Backgrounds were gray. The boats were gray. The sky was gray. Everything. Gray. It was awful. It's like such a colorful thing that you're pulling from. Like, the source material is vibrant.
Yeah.
And credit where it's due with Shyamalan. Oh, that hurt me. He was taking it in a different direction. Like, the whole thing, he picked up and moved into a different genre.
True.
The issue that we're having with the new show is that it was like they started to do that and then just, like, was dropping things as they moved over.
Right.
They were losing stuff along the way. And, like, and a lot of it was, like, connective tissue that makes it all make sense. There was another scene I was trying to think of that, oh God, the library.
Oh, the library.
Can you do this one? I can't talk about this one. It hurts.
The library. So, first of all, we didn't do the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
They found a different place to do it in.
In Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, it was in Ba Sing Se. Happened to be, which is great luck.
Whatever.
Amazing.
I can stomach that.
Yeah, fine. I can handle that. They did still do the library slipping away. I have to hold it up from the outside.
And
They
that
did
was
do
when
that.
Appa got stolen.
Yes,
to be
and-
fair.
and that's
they
when
did
Appa
still
got
do
stolen.
that.
They did do that.
More on that later.
More on that later. We missed some of the comic relief at the very beginning when they first get into the library where...
Oh yeah, because there's no jokes.
No, because Sokka's supposed to give him the little knot and he's supposed to accept it as his tribute. And we didn't do that at all.
Instead, the researcher gives... Oh, I'm sorry, this one really upset me. Instead, the researcher just gives him a scroll, and they did do the wing sweep, but this is what I'm talking about. They got the visual.
Yeah.
But they didn't get the moment.
No, not at all.
Like, you don't have any of the banter, you don't have any of the conversation, like, it's all just, like, make sure we say exactly what we need to say to get to this visual, unless the visual is the observatory. Then we're just going to skip this whole beautiful mechanical observatory that would be so wonderful to see on screen in full detail, and instead we're just going to do a green screen of an actual fucking sky.
I was really hoping we'd see the whole mechanics of it all working.
Honestly, at that point, I was pretty confident they weren't going to do it.
I was really upset that we didn't see it.
Because they cut corners on so many visuals at that point, and like...
Yeah.
But they did the library. Like, the inside of the library looked great. I think it's weird that one of Aang's avatar projections speaks to Toph. I think it's weird that Toph was in the library at all. But it does make sense that they added, like, of course there's Braille in the library.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fair enough.
That was nice to see.
Fair enough.
Nice
yeah, I don't have any issues with that. They said that in the show, and I'm like, yeah, there would be Braille in a library of infinite information, wouldn't there?
But there was one glaring issue, a huge issue that we had, which was the researcher, he was so perfect all this time leading up to the library. He had the right energy.
And we did figure out why they did this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But he had the right energy. He had the right, kind of look. He was really energetic. He was really that character, and we saw him, and he was there, and we're like, this is great. He's perfect. One
of the better embodiments of a character from the show until
he rats them out to the spirit owl.
Why? And you know why? Because later in the show, when they've added this whole scene that's about each of them being responsible for the Dai Li, like, flipping on them, they needed somebody to have trusted, they needed each character to have trusted somebody they shouldn't have trusted. That was what the whole thing was about. Aang trusted Wan Shithong. Aang trusted Long Fang. Katara trusted... Who did Katara trust? I know they did do this.
They did it with everybody. I'm trying to remember who she trusted.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
But Toph trusted her mother, right? And so they had to have this whole moment where it was like, oh, everybody trusted somebody.
Yeah.
And then...
Or, well, I guess technically with Toph's mother, it wasn't so much that she trusted her, but that Toph was connected to her. Everybody needed to be connected to somebody that had somehow betrayed the group.
Yeah.
Aang with Long Fang, Toph with her mother, Sokka didn't have anybody, and I think that's why they had the researcher flip.
Yeah. Because
they needed him to have somehow bungled something. And I don't know why that needed to be the case. Like, it's like they want him to be the plan guy and, like, the brains of the operation, but they're also trying to level the playing field so that everybody's kind of equally responsible for everything.
Right.
Katara's thing that she was responsible for was the painted lady shit, wasn't it?
Oh, must have been.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That was the only justification I could come up with for why they would want him to flip, unless they were just watching the show, the original, for their research, and they were like, I don't understand why this borderline omniscient god, whose domain they're currently actively in, would know that they weren't following his instructions.
Who has servants all around.
Like, come on, man. Is it that hard to believe that he was, like, watching them? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that needed to be fixed. It's not really an issue.
No, it didn't need to be.
And that's a weird place to put your energy when you're skipping over things like what was it with Zuko? There was some skip with Zuko too. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Do you remember?
I'm not remembering.
I don't know. I mean, I'll leave that in the edit. I don't remember what it was. It'll come back to me later. But
Yeah.
it's bothering me that we're skipping things and then spending time to change a character in a way that doesn't really feel necessary to the mechanics of the story as this adaptation is presenting it. Like, again, when I'm doing this, I'm trying not to, like, hold the new show to the rules and circumstances of the old show, right? Otherwise, the comet came and went already while Aang went through 3 years of puberty.
Right.
Like, we're obviously accepting that the timeline is stretched, like, things have changed. That's the reality of adapting things. But why, in their version of the story, why does the researcher need to rat them out? To what end? What's wrong with him willingly choosing to stay in the library?
Yeah.
Because he loves it there.
It doesn't make any sense.
But then he would never come back. Yeah, that's what happens when he dies also. Like, you didn't need to kill him. You can just have him stay there.
Yeah.
And there was, like, some wonky stuff. I think I kind of figure out what they were trying to say, because this time the library's in the spirit world.
Right.
Which it is not in the original show.
Yes.
It is buried underground.
Yes.
And then he takes it to the spirit world at the end.
This time he just
I'm taking my knowledge back.
it.
Yeah.
He just destroys the whole thing.
Yeah, it doesn't even really seem like he's taking it back. It seems like he's just destroying either the library itself or the entrance. To give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he's destroying the entrance. He's doing a lot of damage.
He's doing a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so, you know, they again the visuals, right? They got him craning his neck and attacking them, but why is it happening the way it's happening?
Yeah.
Why not just have Wan Shitong notice them, chase them around, then you can still do the craning neck while he's peering around corners in the library, all of that same visual, you get to keep that. It's just a weird decision. It's just a weird writing decision.
Yeah.
And then because there's existing attachment to this guy being a good guy that I carry with me from the original show, I get angry. Because it's like, okay, if you're going to do that, I at least need a reason why you're doing that.
Yeah. Like, show me something that he's already done, and then I plant the seeds so that when he actually does the thing, I'm prepared for it and I'm ready for it.
You have a name for that. Something, yeah. It's like, I don't know, it's plant and then, what is it? Yeah. Anyway. It's basics. Yeah. One of the things I did like that was a total ad, like it was all new, was Iroh. They kind of did Iroh's story from Tales of Ba Sing Se. But rather than having it be him going around and just connecting with people in the town, which I think was supposed to be a more kid-friendly version of the story that they did, right? Iroh was going around and really, like, emotionally connecting with people in this town that city that he once tried to decimate.
Right.
Right. So that is kind of what the point of his segment in Tales of Ba Sing Se was originally. I liked how they did it in the show. It matched the tone of the show. Right? They did it a little differently, where he sees vandalism go up, criticizing what happened, and naming the people who died in the war, and saying that the Ba Sing Se can't pretend the war isn't happening, and he's forced to look at the names of the people whose lives he took.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have him having an interaction with the guy who's totally going to end up being the firebending master. 100%. Wait. I can't not know what his name is. I keep wanting to say Haru. I know Haru is the earthbender. That
It starts with a J, right? I want to say it's like Jiro or something, but I know it's not that.
like the sandwich?
No.
Hold on, I do need to look that up. Please give me a moment. Master. Or I guess first one. Hopefully it comes up. Don't say Zuko. I know it's Zuko. Zhang. You were right, it was a J. Master Zhang is 100% who that guy's going to end up being. He's got, like, the wispy little gray beard and, like, that just, like, angry disposition.
Yeah.
And that, like, bitterness that feels like it really fits with Zhang. I'm certain if they do Zhang at all, it's going to end up being that guy. They might skip him completely and just go straight to Zuko. That would be annoying but forgivable. I think the whole interaction that Aang has with Zhang and Zhao and all of that is important, but Zhao doesn't even exist in this season.
That's true.
Zhao's not in the show anymore.
Yeah.
He, like, appears in a couple of scenes in the war room in the Fire Nation, and that's it.
Maybe they're gonna bring him in the third season, like, real hot and just...
I don't know. I think they're saying that was it. I think they're saying that, like, his main arc is Zhao the Conqueror, Zhao the Moonslayer, and he's done now.
Interesting.
I don't know that we're going to see too much more of him other than references. There's this whole new weird interaction that Azula is having with a much older man that runs... Or that is a general of a branch of the military.
Yeah,
They have a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I mean, like...
It's like, he could be your father.
Yeah, easily. And they have this dynamic that's like he's in love with her. And I don't think they're going that way. But the way that it's coming across on screen is not, I'm loyal to you, your father is not doing a good job. It's like, it's more, I'm loyal to you because I love you.
Right.
Is the vibe that is coming off of this guy's performance.
That's definitely the vibe I'm getting.
And I don't like that at all. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know if that's a direction problem. I don't know if that's a performance problem. I don't know if that's a writing problem. It's probably some combination of all three. But
Azula should be feared, not loved.
Yes. Exactly. That's the fundamental issue is nobody likes Azula.
No.
There's not a single person that likes Azula.
If she wants to be liked, she needs to change.
And
that's the whole thing.
Yes. And since when is Ozai an incompetent leader? He's a monster, but the idea that some of his underlings are like, I don't think he's getting the job done. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What do you mean? You guys dominate the world. I feel like, if you're in that fascist camp, he's doing a good job. No?
Yeah.
The only reason I could see somebody supporting another leader is if they were against the war and the conquest.
Right.
But that's certainly not what Azula's bringing to the table.
No.
She's not exactly queen of liberation. That's not really her thing. She's more down to, like, pin you to the ground and electrocute you to death for, like, looking at her the wrong way. What the hell else went wrong? Why did they shoot Aang in the chest with lightning and then heal his back? Like, I get that it went straight through him, but in the show it enters through his foot and comes out his back. Why? It's just a weird thing to change. Again, if you're trying to match the imagery, this is the thing that I'm talking about. They build up that whole scene so that we can have the visual moment of Aang getting struck by lightning, and she doesn't do it while he's going into the Avatar state, like, as he's coming out of the meditation.
No.
It's, like, in a normal attack stance, and then she just goes, Pata! And then the other issue is that, like, if you're trying to create that visual, why would you not match the frame where he's up in the air, it goes in through his foot, comes out through his back? You can just recreate that image. If that's what you're building towards, why just change it for no reason? I don't get that.
No, there are a lot of changes that I feel like happened for no reason.
Yes.
Where it's like, no, you do need a reason to change, like...
As if it was just to, like, distinguish themselves.
Yeah.
But, like, then make good choices.
If you're, like, you have to decide whether you're going to go with the original show and try to emulate it, or if you're going to go to a completely different direction. You have to make the decision.
As we've been saying the whole time.
Yeah.
Pick a lane. is this a tribute and borderline just a really expensive fan recreation? Or is this an adaptation that is a reinterpretation of the story? Pick one. You can't do both at the same time.
Yeah, we can't have lines coming from the characters that are exact copies of the original show's lines and then dump them in the gray forest of concrete houses.
No!
Like,
you cannot do that. Pick something and stick with it. Oh, and just calling something in advance, by the way, because I want credit for it. The puppeteer, it's not Kabuki theater, but the puppet theater that they were doing in Zuko's dream, that was excellent, by the way. I love that as a way to do the dragon dream sequence. That turned out really nicely.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I guarantee you that is the Ember Island players. That's 100% what that is.
It's just going to be paper cutouts.
When they do, I think they were full marionettes.
Oh, okay.
But when they do the Ember Island players, that's it. Because again, they're really focusing on some of these like fan favorite moments. I think it's very unlikely that they skip Ember Island players. That seems very unlikely to me.
But I would hope that they'd get other actors to play them and not just have the puppets.
I think it's going to be the puppets.
I really hope it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the puppets. But, you know, it's...
Don't sit out of frame.
Oh, am I out of frame? We'll never know, because I don't have the monitor up. Hell, where was I even going to go this time? It's just... The problem is, like, it's hard for me to even mentally trace my way through the show. And we try to do these without notes. And maybe we shouldn't. Maybe?
Yeah.
I think we should start taking notes.
I feel like we should probably
Look,
start taking
it's episode
notes.
3. We're figuring this shit out, okay? Next time we'll take notes. But it's hard to even walk through the show in my brain because it's just scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why things are happening when they're happening. I don't understand why Jet's involved with going to the library. Like, what are we doing? Why was Jet there? We just needed a different place for him to ambiguously die. And then, to be fair, not ambiguous.
Not ambiguous.
Very dead.
Very
Definitely dead.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's not coming back.
No. They skipped Lake Laogai almost entirely. They made it, again, because this is Avatar but Game of Thrones. Instead of hypnosis, Lake Laogai is a torture chamber.
Yeah.
Where they just torture people until they comply.
That
which
was
is more accurate to how these kinds of things go in real life. Also, deeply blood-curdling. I was very uncomfortable watching Judy get, like, just weeping in front of the man as they tried to, like, insist that there was no war. Like, very unsettling scene. And maybe would have been into that if the whole show felt like it was going that way. Like, we're a broken record at this point.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that, like, you're making it difficult for me to see this as an adaptation and as a distinct thing when you're not separating yourself enough. Like, Aang is in his exact costume. Katara is in her exact costume. ... You get the idea. And then you have them in these, like, horrendously dark scenes, and then they're delivering a quip, but only a quip that was exactly in the show, because we do need to make sure we include that line. It's a fan favorite line. Other than that, though, we don't feel like writing any jokes. I really don't like the dialogue.
The dialogue is really rough.
The dialogue is brutal. It's soap opera dialogue. It's bad. Man.
We love the art.
We love the art.
We love the art.
We love the art. We love Toph. Toph did great.
Yeah.
I don't know the actors' names, and I apologize for that. I don't know any of them, though, so it feels equal.
Right. Sure. But that's saying a lot, because I don't know any of their names.
Yeah,
either.
I mean, you know.
But...
yeah. those I keep wanting to say kabuki. It's not kabuki, but those puppets are definitely going to be the Ember Island players. 100%. Because you see the scene of Zuko and his family sitting there. They're in their outfits from the Ember Island painting.
Yeah.
They're-
You're right.
They're on Ember Island.
I just don't want that to be the case.
It's okay. The guy who's playing Zuko is also doing a decent job. I took too long to mention that.
Yes.
He's doing well. And the gentleman playing Iroh also doing great.
I think most of the actors are doing a decent
Yeah,
job.
I think the
that
actors are solid.
the dialogue is slowing them down. The direction is slowing them down. I think that's just making it a little more difficult.
Yeah. This is a budget and leadership problem.
Yeah.
Most of the way through. Well, and interesting that it's a leadership problem when the leaders of the project were ousted. How weird. Almost as though it was their baby and you should have let them cradle it.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to just recreate the show, then bring them back to do it, and don't have creative differences with the creators of the show. I promise you, they're right. Like, why is this even a discussion? I can hear the conversations. Like, I can hear them in my head. Well, you don't understand. That was an animation. If you're doing something live action, I know you guys don't have a lot of experience with live action. I need you guys to understand that when we're trying to do things with this kind of a budget and what we have limitations. You have to move things around. We have to truncate things. You got to truncate. You got to bring them together. It's like an abridged version, except it's the same length. I can hear it.
No, you're so right.
It smells like soot, and I hate it. All of the creatives are getting stepped on by money. Like, it's not enough. They didn't get enough budget, and they didn't get enough leadership. It's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care to know who's directing. I know they're jumping around with directors, and on a show that problem is really going to be more of an executive producer problem than it is the individual director. The delivery and the dialogue issues are, well, the delivery issues would be the fault of the director.
Right.
But the dialogue issues, the structuring issues, all the broad strokes issues are going to be the executive producer. And DiMartino and I don't remember the other guy's name. The original creators. Give me 1 second. Oh, right. Knitsko and DiMartino. I don't know how you're supposed to run this without them.
Yeah.
Like, the only way that works is if you're doing something completely different. Like, if it was a full reimagining of the show, then actually I think Knitsko and DiMartino shouldn't be anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Because then they are going to keep pulling you toward the original, which is going to create the problem that exists in this show.
Exactly. And
I can't help but wonder if that's what put us in this situation. Right? Like, the aesthetic and the tone that was set in the first season, I feel like they're trying to fix it now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The first season was even still darker than this one, and it was less fun, less funny. But you know that they started that one with the original creators on board, and then they were ousted for here's yet unexplained reasons.
Right.
You can guess. The result of that, I think, is that the show has some of that, like, original heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, that's there in the art style, that's there in, like, the soul of the thing. But then the execution is all wrong. And that was an issue in the original season, and in this season I feel like they got a lot of feedback from fans who really just wanted them to remake the original show. Which at this point I think is what they should be doing. That's not usually where I land with an adaptation.
Yeah.
I personally think an adaptation should be a reimagining, otherwise you shouldn't do it. I refuse to watch the How to Train Your Dragon live action. I just, like, on principle, refuse. Why did you make it again? What's the point? I don't understand what the point is. But then they run into this issue where they try to do a reimagining, and then the original fans are like, boo! I wanted to see the same thing again. And to you, I say you're dumb. Why? Just go watch the original again. But now that they're doing this, like, you're in this boat now.
Right.
You're doing too many references, too many matched set pieces, too many things are just like the original for you to have these random, like, whiplash moments where it's like flashes of a different show. I feel like I'm watching a show that is like split between dimensions. Like it's
Totally.
it's like I'm watching two alternate timeline versions of what this show could have been at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just flickering back and forth between the two in front of my eyes. And it's really jarring and really uncomfortable and unpleasant to watch.
It's exhausting.
And at this point, who's happy with you? So just go ahead and make the original show again, and we can just be done with it. Just do the last season and go away. Like, I just don't do this. Don't do this anymore. And then when you come back and inevitably do Korra, then fork. Go a different direction. Fork off and do something else. Just
fork off already.
Just make it its own thing. Otherwise, there's no point. Like, there's just no reason to do that. Adaptation is about reimagining a story. If you don't reimagine it, why would I spend time on it? I don't care. It's like, I mean, like with superhero movies. Well, that's not what happened in the comic books. Well, that's good, because I'm not reading the comic books right now. Like, that's what's... Like, they told their own version of the story that's inspired by the designs and characters. You should think of it as fan fiction, as like a fanfic AU.
Yeah.
And people like cringe and get really uncomfortable about fan fiction and the fact that it is a like it's not canon, it's wrong, it's against the rules. And I think that viewpoint has infected like full-scale, high-budget professional adaptations where the studios are like, well, nobody wants us to reimagine everything. They want us to remake it. So we'll just do that because that's what'll sell. And then you end up in this situation where I feel like the artists involved clearly wanted to make their own thing. And then they were put on guardrails to try to push them back towards the original because doing their own thing didn't work in the first season, but the reason it didn't work in the first season is the same problem where there were enough moments that were clearly trying to emulate the original show that it doesn't have its own identity anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely in agreement. I just think if they were going to go for dark and gritty, they should have just gone all the way dark and gritty. Mm-hmm. And they should have just made that the show. And if that's what you want to tell with these characters, that's totally okay. Yeah. And you're welcome to do that. But you just need to make a decision as to what you're going to do with the characters. Mm-hmm. You can't be deciding from scene to scene, well, not even scene to scene, from moment to moment within a scene, what you're going to be doing with these people at any given time. Mm-hmm. There can't be, like you said, it's whiplash. Yeah. It's just back and forth the whole time you're watching. Is this going to be literally what I saw in the animated series? Or is it going to be something that's completely different from that, with a completely different tone, with a completely different everything?
Like, should I be holding on to what I know from the original series and applying it to this? Or should I throw all of that away and look at this as something clean, new, fresh?
Yes.
And that's the problem where you run into, like, changing a character like they did with the researcher.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't give a shit about that if the whole thing was different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take any issue with that at all. Like, oh, okay, in this version of the story, that's what he's like. But everything else about him was exactly the same.
Yeah.
He was otherwise the same guy.
He was this exact same guy up until the moment that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was just so jarring.
Just have the balls to have your own identity as a show.
Yeah.
Like, it's there. All of this is made with no confidence. It's just so weak.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I understand the budgeting limitations. Sort of. Because on the other hand, this is Netflix, right?
This is Netflix.
Who is also doing the spectacularly well-received One Piece adaptation.
Oh, okay.
So clearly the money is somewhere.
Just not
Mr.
here.
Sarandos. I don't know where it is, but it should probably be going to your content. Yeah, it's weird to me to take on something like this that is at its core. I mean, like, Avatar is a very, like, heartfelt, character-focused, story-driven piece.
Yes.
At the same time, it is a spectacle piece.
Through and through.
And they aren't doing that.
No.
Like,
they're trying to have the spectacle. They're trying to do some moments, and they're like, oh, okay, we can do this one. We can do this one. They're kind of cherry picking, but they're not able to actually give you the complete picture.
Yes. Yeah, because again, it's about some of those key moments that they know fans are expecting, almost like they were on a checklist.
Right.
Like, the way that it's written feels like it was written around getting to those key visuals at all costs. As long as we get those visuals and change them a little bit, because why not? Yeah, I really, really, really wanted to like this show, and I really, really don't.
Yeah, I was really hoping that I could kind of see past it, but for me, the dialogue is
It's
just
brutal.
I can't get past that.
It's brutal.
So it's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. We're still trying to watch it, and we still want to know like what it's about, because I don't want to lose. I try to try things.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want to just write something off if I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, give it a chance.
But it's rough.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
I'll still watch the last season. I mean, like, at this point, it's sunk cost. Like, I've watched the first 2 seasons. I'm gonna write it out and see how they wrap this up. There are, part of the thing is, like, I was only here for the spectacle. I'm not particularly huge on adaptations like this in general. Like, it's not enough of a medium hop to me. Like, they're not...
Right.
Like,
It's not from page to screen.
Yeah.
It's from screen to another
It's from screen to screen with actual human faces. And, like, that just isn't enough. The only thing that I really wanted was the big spectacle moments. And they have delivered on some of that. Like, as much as I'm talking shit about how long the fight scene with the serpent is, the serpent looked great.
Yeah.
Which is why that fight scene was so long, for the record. They were like, oh, this looks great. We should spend a lot of screen time showing it so that it's worth all the money we paid to make it look this great. And that is a budget thing. Once again, having the stuff on set to make it look better costs money. Spending more time to get the compositing and the lighting and everything matching costs money. All of the issues with this show come down to they clearly were not given the budget they needed to make it. Like, everything else cascades from that. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if that's part of why Kunitsuko and DiMartino aren't there.
Yeah.
It's because they didn't want to pay them. Because they weren't going to be the actual EPs, I don't think. Maybe they were. Well, they probably would have had executive producer as a title, but they wouldn't have been like the line producer. They wouldn't have been like actually actively running the show. I would assume that's generally the case when you bring on the original creator for an adaptation. They're kind of there as a guide.
Yeah.
But you still have to pay them. And I'm sure that one of the creative differences was in their creative opinion of how much they should pay them.
I'm sure.
I'm thinking 0.
I'm thinking it's good exposure.
Yeah, it's good exposure for you guys with this IP of yours that we're taking. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if money played into that. Obviously, something else did that I can't speak to. But yeah, it's money. They didn't give them enough money. You don't have time to do a lot of dialogue editing if you don't have enough money to pay the writers. You don't have time to do compositing. You don't have time to do your proper on-set VFX prep. So yeah, I mean, was there anything else positive that we missed? Not a whole lot of positive.
No, I think we got through everything.
All of the positive things to me were performance-based. And art department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the woman who played Judy did very well.
Yes, she did.
It was a really good performance, especially in the torture scene. She was great.
Just drop that right in there.
Yeah, that was weird. I understand them not jumping around from place to place, but also you picked the jumping around from place to place show.
Yeah.
So it's weird to not give them the budget to do that.
It's about traveling the world.
It's like the plot. It's the whole point of the show. Well, I guess it's not the whole point of the show, but the setting of the show is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, kind of by design. And so, I don't know. Don't bite off more than you can chew is the lesson here. Like, if you can't do a bunch of different locations, then you're not gonna do Avatar. Like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I feel like I just said that like cartoon Joe. Avatar. Yeah. I mean, that's... Any other thoughts from you?
No.
I know I talk a lot in these episodes. I know that I do most of the talking. And I had a lot in particular to say about this one.
You did.
So if you have anything you want to add, I would like to give you the opportunity to do so.
I already said all my pieces, and you spoke for me as well, so...
Sorry.
No, because sometimes the words don't quite come to me, and I don't remember things, and, and then you remember something, and it's like, okay, yes, I do agree with that, you know, and so, yeah.
Yeah. It's... We'll see what happens in the third season.
I have a morbid curiosity.
We'll reconvene after that.
Yeah.
We might do an episode on the movie. We're going in, what, is that 2 weeks?
Oh, God, I thought you were going to make me watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, God, no. I couldn't possibly watch that again ever in my lifetime. No, the new animated film.
Yes.
We will be going to see with a couple of our friends in a week or two. Fortunately, we live in New York, which means the short theatrical release that they're doing, we will actually be able to attend, hopefully, if we can get our hands on tickets.
Yeah.
So if that happens, we'll definitely do an episode on that and just kind of a, palate cleanser after whatever this is.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't like to talk shit, but I'm also not going to misrepresent something that is just clearly so misguided and underdeveloped that, I struggle to say positive things about it. So, that's Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix adaptation, Season 2. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It's been a blast as always.
If you'd like to see all the different kinds of content that we have, there are channels below in the description that will take you to specific feeds If you want to watch the stream, that's down there also. If you want to join the Patreon, you can do that too. I do. I'm just starting to do vlogs to showcase other stuff that I'm doing outside of what goes on the channel, like my projects that I'm working on. The Twitch stream is currently on delay because I am building myself a sound booth, but it'll be up and running again very soon. So check that stuff out. And take care, everybody.
See you next time.
See you next time. It's awful. It's just a terrible show.